You should talk about depression in your videos. There are so many people who are suffering from it. I could talk about depression. I mean, anything in particular you want me to address in regards to depression, or is it just more of a general talk about it, like overthinking? Well, you know what, overthinking can definitely lead to depression, and that's something I can tell you firsthand. When you have something on your mind, it doesn't matter what it is, but anything that's on your mind, you're thinking about it, and you spend so much time thinking about it that it just becomes, you get, sort of paranoid, or you become, skeptical of a lot of things. You start doubting yourself or doubting what's going on. It could absolutely lead to a depressive state where you don't really trust yourself or anybody, or you just feel just down. So yeah, but and the thing is, with overthinking, it's something that you can't really just say, oh yeah, just don't do it, because the problem is that you're always thinking, and thinking is natural, of course, and you're supposed to be always thinking. But overthinking in terms of, I mean, technically you can't overthink anything, but if you want to get sort of in the definitions of things, but in terms of what's referred to as being overthinking, that thought that dwells on your mind over and over and over and over again, that's what becomes depressive, and it's difficult to deal with that. What I find helps is to, you need to step out of yourself, whether it's to go out, talk to some friends if you can, if you've got friends, or talk to family if you've got family, play video games, read a book, try to do something that just takes your mind out of that. Because I think it's important to step away from yourself for a while, just so these things don't dwell in your mind. And it's difficult to do, I know. I'm not trying to act like, oh, it's such an easy thing. I know, I get that it's difficult to just move away, because when you start getting to the depressive state, one of the things that happens is that you, on a subconscious level, you want to be there because there's a comfort that it provides in terms of, being in that state where you can just kind of blame the world for all this and that. But it's actually very detrimental to yourself when you get there, and that, of course, that on a level, but it's just that it's so difficult to just move yourself. But as much as you can just force yourself to be like, what, I need to do something, I need to be somewhere else. And it could be just like changing your environment for a little while, or even something as simple as trying on new clothes sometimes might even help. But it's just doing something different that takes your mind off something. Play guitar, learn to play guitar, or piano, or assume you don't know how to play, learn to play, or play if you already know how to play. Listen to some music. Actually, there's some music that always be a good idea. Actually, sometimes certain songs could actually make it worse, to be fair. But what I mean, just trying to do something that just takes you out of that mindset of just having this thing on your brain all the time, because it gets very depressing, and it gets very detrimental to your health, your mental state, your physical state, so it's difficult. I'm not trying to say otherwise, but as much as you can, just try to step out of yourself, for a moment. I've gone through some pretty deep depression and times of fear. That was years ago. Now I've opened my voice and I'm free of it all, indeed, man. One of the things about depression is that it does kind of come and go, and of course, depression isn't the same as being sad. We all get sad, and we all get depressed, of course, but as well. But we all get sad. But one of the things I think a lot of people don't seem to understand about depression, that it's not just about, oh, just get over it, man. It's not. I mean, yes, technically, yes, you should get over it, but it kind of diminishes what's really going on. And there's different levels of depression as well, because most of us are going to go through some level of depression, but most of us aren't going to go through, clinical depression, or when it's so bad that, where you start thinking, certain thoughts, right? Most of us won't really go through that, but we do still feel some level of depression that is not just about being sad, but just being in that point where you just don't feel like doing anything, and you just kind of want to sit and wallow and feel sorry for yourself, and just like revel in the comfort of that somberness, but even though it's not healthy, it's not good, but it makes you so immobile, and so yeah, it's very dangerous, very detrimental to be in that kind of position, to be in that kind of mindset, and to try as much as you can to just force yourself out of it, to say, what, I need to do something else, try to have that on your mind. I need to do something else, and get up, even if it's just a few push-ups, whatever it is, try to do something else, and just let that be the catalyst that gets into another something else, and then another something else, until you're okay, you could be okay for a while. They just do wonderful chemicals, but life is a hard one. Well, there's different thoughts on medication. I mean, if you're going to take medication, I'll say see a doctor first, but even then, you know, I'd say be careful with it, because even though it's prescribed by a doctor, it doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be good for you. Sometimes a medication can make it worse. So, you know, pay attention to your body. You know, understand that, yeah, the doctors know what they're talking about, but you know your body, you know your mindset more better than anybody. So, yeah, if you're being prescribed medication and you're taking it, and you generally feel like it's making things worse, you know, you got to pay attention to that more than what anybody's telling you. Remember, the village is strong, yes indeed, and all its members will help you stay that way. Yes sir, man. If you need help, just holler, man. We got the Discord set up as well, brother, if you don't already. But guys, if you don't already, there is a Discord for the village. The link is in the description, so yeah, drop a message there. You know, we'll see what we can do if you need help. If you just want to chat, some advice. You know, I'm not claiming to be any kind of expert on depression, certainly I'm not. But, you know, if I could say anything that might help, then cool. But if not, yeah, hopefully somebody can. Every day I don't upload is due to overthinking what I'm doing. Every video I re-upload is thanks to overthinking how I worded something, and if I misspoke, how let me just get that back. I've endured got me to this point. Yeah, you know, your life and things that you go through, especially during your early years of childhood, have massive impacts on how your adulthood turns out. And even though it could be like 20 years ago, 30 years ago, whatever it is, you know, it can still have an effect on you. And, you know, just because it happened a long time ago doesn't mean that it's not affecting you till this day. So, you know, another things to be mindful of. That being said, I mean, I'm not saying just blame everything on your childhood, of course. You know, of course, we need to take responsibility for our actions and ourselves and what we do. But that's not to negate the fact that, yeah, things that happen in your childhood absolutely can have an effect, negative or positive, on your adult life. I thought that, but meds do work if it's an actual meds do work. Where am I going? If it's an actual psychological problem, chemical imbalance. You can't yoga your way out of that type of depression. You know, certainly. I mean, that's what I mean. It's like there are times where you're going to need to take medication. But at the same time, it's like you have to pay attention to what's going on in your body. And one of the things about medication is that not every medication works on every person. You know what I mean? So, you know, when they give those stats, like it works like 90% of the time or 80% of the time, whatever it is, you might be in that 20% that it doesn't work on. And so you've got to pay attention to what's going on in your mind, what's going on in your body. You've got to be honest with yourself, 100%. Be honest with yourself. You know, not just say, oh, it's working with you because you just don't feel like saying it because you know what I mean. You be honest with yourself. You know how you feel, how it's making you feel. You know, and talk to your doctor. If you feel like you need to come off it, talk to your doctor and tell him why you feel you need to come off it. You know, tell him that if that's the case. I'm not saying you should come off. I'm saying if you genuinely start to feel like it's not working for you or it's making it worse, talk to your doctor about it. Because it might be that they need to do something else. You know, but well, they wouldn't need to do something else clearly. But what I'm saying is yeah, trying to bring this idea that this is definitely going to work, because if you find that you're in that percentage where it doesn't work, but you're sticking to something anyway and it's actually making it worse, that could be a problem too. And that's really what I'm trying to get. I'm not saying don't take medication. If you're being prescribed something, then yeah, you know, just follow your doctor's advice. But you have to know your body. You're going to know your body and you know your mind better than anybody. So if you genuinely be honest, but genuinely feeling that it's not working, it's making it worse, talk to your doctor, tell him what you're feeling, tell him what you're thinking. It may be that something is wrong in the dosage. It could be that there's something in your diet that's causing it. But yeah, be honest, man.
Be around there somewhere. Find it and flip the switch, just like I said.
I mean, some really bad times, so I can understand, and I'm here to listen. Indeed, man. We here for that, man. We here for that. The village is strong. That's true. Yes, sir. The human mind is a gift to all humans, but not even a wonder can eliminate your fear. You are the wonder to eliminate it. You are the wonder to eliminate it. Okay. Awesome, dude. LOL. 2017 special quotes made just for Frozen Gamer. Nice one, man. You are the wonder. Wait, mission ended. Okay. Yo, big up people for talking about this, man. Appreciate it, man. That's big. You know, that's big. We talk about all kinds of stuff in the village, from serious stuff to not serious stuff. We joke around, we have fun. You know, so you get a topic like this, and it's an important topic. So yeah, big up everybody for talking about this, man. Appreciate that, man.